Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of The Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, Air, the Ohio Patriot, and for today's episode, we are going to talk about a couple different topics. One of the biggest ones right now is that my phone is not currently working. Specifically, my landline is displaying, obviously, no line, which sucks. I don't know how long it's been going on for. It's been at least, I'm guessing, 12 to 14 hours, give or take, because it was, I think, around 7 o'clock last night when I went to bed or so. To take a nap for a while. And then, yeah, it seemed to, I think, I'm pretty sure it was working then. And I know for a fact it was working yesterday afternoon because I was talking to people yesterday afternoon. So, yeah, I don't know, at some point between, last night and about an hour ago, it somehow went no line. That's what it is. So, I have no fucking clue what's going on right now, dude. Okay. Alright, my sister just got back to me then. Well, and it's funny because she said unplug it from the wall and see if that works, and it's like, wow, I don't think it did the last time, so I don't know. I'm gonna go try to do that right now actually and see if that doesn't work actually, because the thing is there's two different things out in there as far as I'm aware that or what you call it. There's one that is on one of the strips. There's what it is, like a power strip thing or whatever, and that's where the line is plugged into, like the main base or whatever. And then there is the actual it's like black piece or whatever that is like the connection box, we're gonna call it there. And I think maybe that's what the issue might be right now. Because my sister said she called me earlier and it went straight to voicemail. So I don't know. I'm gonna go try this and see if that doesn't work. Just yank it from the fucking base and stuff like that. But I'll be back in a minute. So figure it out from there. So it'll be. But yeah. So anyway, it just sucks though, man, because you're just trying to get ahead basically, and you can't get ahead. Nope, that's still not working. I figured it wouldn't because it's the exact same thing I already tried there. What it was. So, and that's the problem. Like I said, I think honestly what the issue right now is, because when I was looking up earlier, it said, like the first place I found, it was talking about it being some kind of a, like you just need to like unplug the stuff or whatever, and then basically go from there is what it is. But then the other one I was looking at, it was basically saying something totally different, where it was like, yeah, you need to do this and that and the other thing. So, I don't know, man. And I did that already, and that didn't work. So, my assumption is that probably Sending her another message here saying it's a bad phone cord. So yeah, I don't know. It just sucks too, man, because it's like it'd be one thing if I actually had a working cell phone, which I don't have, because this phone right here, which is supposed to be a working cell phone, when they changed over to the 5G networks, it never would put through my fucking number from my old phone is what it was, because technically I should have this phone right now paid for by the state government is what it is. Every month for like a couple of years is what it is there. And yeah, they're not doing that is what it is. So I don't know, man. It's all fucked up. It's really fucking frustrating, I'll tell you that right now. It's not bad. I didn't realize that those Ruger Security 380s have a fiber optic front sight on them. That's cool. Well, that's actually a pretty good deal on SAR USA SAR 9s. They're all the same price, by the way. The Ruger 380 and the SAR. Although I'm not sure if those SAR SAR 9s are, I don't know what kind of mags those use. I think there might be some proprietary mag, because it almost looks like it could be a Glock, but not really. Yeah, I don't think they're a Glock. I think they're something else entirely. Yeah, it looks like some weird proprietary mag that only they sell. So it's sort of like the Taurus and stuff like that, where it's going to be, you're basically paying that kind of money for it. Oh, actually, it was interesting when I was at my gun shop the other day, looking up, trying to get some ammo and stuff like that. And my cousin, they actually had at the one display counter where all the guns were and stuff, there was a big box that had Taurus mags in it, and I'm just like, wait, what? And yeah, they had one that I seriously considered picking up because it was a 17 rounder for the G2C, G3C is what it was there. But it was also specifically for the G3 is what it was, because it had the teeny little tab thing in there for the filler piece there is what it was. And so I ended up not picking it up though, because it was like the only one in the box. Everything else was like, I think it was G3C mags or whatever then, and it was all like 30 bones a pop, and I'm just like, damn, dude, that was like so much for a fucking mag is what it is. Like, that's the thing is so ridiculous about the whole thing. Like, each one of those should be like, you know, maybe like 15 or 20 bucks at most. Like, it shouldn't cost you like, you know, $30 or more. So I also found an interesting story earlier today that I'm going to talk about here in a minute or two, of this woman who was discussing this supposed story. I don't know if this story is real or fake or not, but it could be a made-up story, honestly. Like, truthfully, though, if you're going to make up a story like this, I would think, honestly, the best part of it would have been at the end of it be like, and I was that child or something like that kind of thing. Because that would have made more sense, honestly. But yeah, you have, or even like I was the parent or something like that. Like, that would have been the best thing right there, honestly. But yeah, you have this woman here is what it is. So his dad says 5-year-old daughter doesn't look like him, accuses mom of cheating on him, takes a DNA test, and then this happened. What would you do?
Have you guys heard the story about the 5-year-old little girl that the husband was convinced that wasn't really his biological child because she looked nothing like them? Because him and his wife had blue eyes or whatever. Anyway, the little girl's 5 years old. The husband is like, I want a DNA test. I want a DNA test. The DNA test comes back. It's not his kid. He's like, I knew it. I knew you cheated on me. The mom is like, no, I'm telling you, I've never cheated on you. This is your child. Like, this is our baby. So the mom takes the DNA test. It's not even her baby either. It's not even her baby either. You want to know why? Because the child was switched at birth. The child was switched at birth in the hospital. Oh my God, it gets worse. It gets worse. It gets so much worse. They do an investigation. They find out that their birth child is in foster care because the little crackheads that took her home had been in trouble with the law and she'd been in foster care. Can you imagine? The husband was going to divorce the wife. He like literally up and filed for divorce because he's like, this child is not ours. This child is not mine. This is not my child. And that poor baby, their baby, their real baby, was off in foster care because the baby was switched to birth. I can, oh my God, like the panic just listening to the story that went into my heart, I can't imagine. Don't leave. Listen, send your husband, send your mother-in-law, send your sister-in-law. Do not let your baby out of your sight in the hospital. And where I'm from, and we live in a small town, our labor and delivery area is tiny. There's probably like, I think where I delivered my 2 older boys, I think there's maybe like 6 rooms, 6 labor and delivery rooms. I'm not joking. And then where I gave birth to my 3rd son at the Claremore Indian Hospital, that's tiny, and they do kangaroo care, and the baby really never leaves your room in that hospital. But anyway, can you imagine? Can you imagine? I am shook.
I can kind of imagine it being a made-up story, honestly, for several reasons. The first one being, like, if you're going to talk about a story like that, like, first of all, why wouldn't you, like, have, like, I don't know, a link to said story? Like, you know, you'd think be like, oh, you know, like, headline, like, man accuses wife of cheating on him. Turns out baby was switched at birth or something like that, you know? Like, you know there'd be a story out there for that whole thing. So, yeah, that makes me very much question that whole story is what it is. And like I said, you would think, honestly, it would have been a better, like, truthfully, if you're going to make up a story like that, dude, like, make up a better version of the story where you, because especially with that woman being a blonde-haired chick with, like, blue eyes, like, come on, lady. Just be like, oh, and it turns out that was my first child or something like that. Like, that would have been a way better ending to that fucking story, honestly, dude. Or even her being like, yeah, and I actually was that baby or something like that, because this happened like 30 years ago or something. My parents got a fuck ton of money because of it. Because truthfully, yeah, you would have like I don't care when this supposedly happened or if it happened at all, dude. But like, yeah, if it really did happen though, like you would have had, you know, like massive lawsuits ensuing against the hospital, the doctors, the nurses, everybody at that point, bro. Like you would have taken those people to task for millions and millions of dollars. What it is there. So that's why I think it is kind of bullshit, is what it is, and it does kind of like it does bother me on that one because it's just like, you know, it feels very like iffy at best. Anyway, so I don't know. It just feels very like I said, just very suspicious in general. So, just got an email from Gunners of America here a little bit ago. Let's see, what is this about now? Let's see, HJ Resolution 144. What is this resolution? House Judiciary Committee is taking up HJ Resolution 144, which would overturn the ATF's unconstitutional rule that imposes background checks on private gun transfers. So Gunners of America needs help, urging representatives to vote to pass HJR Resolution 144. Okay, well, I'm definitely on my name to this one, dude, for sure. So, yeah. Well, in the first place, it shouldn't even, like, that's the problem, though, right? It shouldn't even need to be this way, because it should be, honestly, the people in power fucking respecting people's damn constitutional rights is what it is, dude. And if they're not going to do that, then they can go fuck themselves, what it is, for real. So, if you don't want to be in office anymore after that's what it is then. But anyway. Yeah, of course, Sherrod Brown ain't going to do shit to fucking help gunners keep their gun rights is what it is here, because he's a sack of shit that wants us to fucking have rights stripped away from us is what it is, dude. Although, to be fair, like I said yesterday, it's not like that fuckface Bernie Moreno's any better. It was just under 5 years ago now that he went on some dude's stupid-ass podcast and tried to be an asshole and, you know, fucking be all like, oh, and this is why you don't need fucking, you know, X amount of rounds in your gun. It's like, dude, you don't know shit about fucking firearms. Why don't you shut your fucking mouth, dickhead? Like, seriously. It's fucking stupid is what it is. This is actually not a bad tent right here, man. Apparently Vance Outdoors down there in Columbus has a sale going on these tents right now for $40. So, it's supposedly a 4-person tent. Normally $60, apparently. Yeah, almost every place is out of stock, though. The place has got limited quantity. Here's what it is. I think these are kind of the one, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is the same exact one that they gave to, that Soros and them bought in mass to give to the pro-Palestine terrorists on the college campuses like a few months back now. So I would love to know, honestly, by the way, when they say 4-person tent, like, okay, how are you sleeping 4 people in this tent is my question. Is it like one here, one there, one there, one there, or is it like ding, 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 ding across the board. And like, how big are these people? Is my question, man. Yeah, it's just fucking weird, is what it is, dude. Yeah, I know they gotta make those weird 10-rounders, is what it is there. So, which I think is bullshit too, by the way. I actually bought a 10-round mag once, mostly because they didn't have 25-round mags in stock that day. Because I had my, this is back when I had my 1522 still before it got stolen. And they only had, well, technically I think they had one more 25-round mag that I bought that day on sale. And then they had the little 10-round mags there. And, dude, those things are bullshit too, by the way, because that particular one I got, I don't know if it had, like, the spring in it was, like, a couple things too big or what it was. Like, it needed to be, like, clipped out, like, a couple times, whatever the case be there, to, like, redo the spring, whatever on it. Because, first off, it would only feel like 8 rounds in it to begin with when I tried to try it out of the box as it was. And I ended up pulling the base off of it and, like, switching it around and stuff like that. And then finally I was able to get, like, 10 rounds into it. But the problem was, when I got the 10 rounds into it, every time I tried to load it around, like, it would, like, basically rip the fucking top of the casing when it tried to load the first round then, so it don't really fit 9 rounds in it. So I could see how I specifically could see having that particular kind of mag because it is like a little stubby one like that, basically. And having that for the purpose of specifically if you're gonna do like prone shooting and stuff, like you want to teach kids how to shoot like prone with like 22 or something like that. I could totally see that reason for that magazine to exist right now, but not for, you know, to be restrictive of it and have like restrictor states is what it is then for, you know, 10-round capacity, 15-round capacity, whatever it is there. Like, it's just stupid, honestly, in general. And it's just a way to fuck people over is what it is, dude. Fuck people out of their constitutional rights to keep and bear arms is what it is there. And like I said, with Dickhead Marino, like in the past almost 5 years now, this son of a bitch still has yet to refuse to actually go out there and apologize for being a fucking idiot when it came to gun rights in this country. And he expects people to still vote for his dumbass is what it is right now. And that's why I'm serious at the point right now. I'm not going to go for either one of these assholes come November. I'm not going to vote for him or Sherrod Brown for that matter. Because we already know Sherrod Brown's a cheer should be in prison right now in the state of Ohio for massive voter fraud in 2018. And I've been telling Frank LaRose that for fucking 5 and 6 years now is what it is, dude. And he doesn't do that damn thing to do anything right now is what it is. To actually deal with this shit. And then there's no chance in hell I'm ever going to fucking vote for Marino when he hasn't apologized for a damn thing at that point. When he could have easily just said, oh, yeah, you know, I made a stupid mistake. Like, I'm a fucking idiot. Don't know anything about guns. Like, that's what he really should have said, honestly, in the apology. He should have been like, you know what? I made this, you know, there's a video floating around out there from 2019 where I made a fucking dumbass error or something like that. Because I'm a fucking dumbass. You know, sorry, people. You know, I get it. Like, I'm not a gun guy. I don't know anything about, you know, gun magazines or anything else like that, or, you know, Second Amendment at all for that matter. But I want to learn. You know, like, if he was seriously apologetic like that, like, I might consider voting for the guy. But yeah, when he hasn't done a damn thing since then, he's just being a douche is what it is. Like, nah, fuck you, dude. Seriously. Also, tonight we're supposed to be having the Trump-Biden debate, which apparently they already said that basically anybody that does the debates on the channels here on YouTube is going to be hit with like DMCA channel strikes and stuff like that or some bullshit, which is absolutely unconstitutional, by the way, because it is the definition of fair use at that point, bro. And we also got this interesting one, going over to Breitbart for a minute here, which is multiple people may be charged in Matthew Perry's death, as they should, dude. The guy was high on drugs when he died is what it was, man. Obviously, it would be the drug dealers that sold the shit to him should be charged with his death, because his overdoses and stuff is what it is there. So, yeah, it says, multiple people may be charged in Matthew Perry's death. Charlie Sheen, ex, questioned by cops. Interesting. Yeah, it says authorities reportedly believe that multiple people should be charged in the death of Friends star Matthew Perry. Charlie Sheen's ex, Brooke Mueller, meanwhile, is being questioned by police in an investigation of Perry's ketamine-related death comes close to an end. It says police believe multiple people should be charged. Law enforcement investigative source told People. So the source reportedly added that the U.S. Attorney's Office will ultimately decide whether or not to press charges against these people. It says, meanwhile, actor Charlie Sheen's ex-wife, actress Brooke Mueller. I'm not sure who that chick is, dude. Look this girl up now. She looks kind of familiar, but not really. I need to go look this girl. What has she done that I would know, honestly? Anything? Okay, so it's just like she's just like a rando, like third, fourth rate actress is what it sounds like, honestly. So anyway, it says, yeah, Charlie Sheen's ex-wife been interviewed multiple times by police regarding Perry's death after the two became friends during their stints in rehab. Okay, so potentially she was the one that gave him the drugs, and that's what it was. Said Mueller is reportedly cooperating with authorities and has not been arrested. Says, quote, she's hired lawyers and had multiple meetings with law enforcement since they arrived at her sober living house. With the search warrant, she's been tight-lipped about the situation. So it's tough to say or know exactly what her role is in Matthew Perry's death, as she adamantly said she had nothing to do with it. It said, while she has not been handcuffed or arrested, authorities have reportedly seized her iPhone and laptop. Says Brett reported Perry forever immortalized as Chandler Bing, the 96 series Friends, died October 28th at the age of 54. So, an autopsy report revealed in December by LA County Medical Examiner revealed that the actor's cause of death was listed as acute effects of ketamine. That should be like Special K, basically, for those who don't know. It's an autopsy. Okay. It says drowning, coronary artery disease, and I'm not sure what that one is. Some kind of drugs, which is used to treat opioid use disorder, are also listed as contributing factors. Perry was found dead under the water in his hot tub by an employee at Los Angeles home in October. That would be a hell of a way to die. Like, okay, so my assumption is, okay, you're basically ODing at that point, more or less, but you're still alive, kind of, right? And then you literally, like, slip under the fucking water of whatever you're sitting in is what it is, in that case, the hot tub. So you're pretty much, like, dying of drowning on top of everything else then. Like, that would be a horrible way to go out, man. So, yeah, that's terrible, bro. And, of course, we got nutjob Rosie O'Donnell raves about non-binary 10-year-old daughter saying gender is infinite. What a fucking lunatic, dude. I'll tell you what, bro. I was rewatching Now and Then the other day. She was the worst actress in that movie. Like, how she was the one portraying an older version of Christina Ricci, I will never fucking know, bro. Like, the only thing I could guess is maybe it's because she was semi-known at the time, and it's like, yeah, like, she's just a horrible actress in general, dude. Like, just not a good person at all, etc., etc., etc. So, let's see. Then we got MSNBC's Joy Reid, deeply offensive that felon Trump gets to stand next to actual president. No, it's deeply offensive that cheater Biden gets to stand next to actual President Trump, you dumb fucking cunt. We all know your ass is fucking cheated Biden to power, you dumb bitch. Fucking whore. Yeah, we're going to re-talk about this one I talked about yesterday, which is Supreme Court dismisses social media censorship case for lacking of standing. Alito issues blistering dissent. So social media companies like Facebook are free to continue censoring conservatives, according to a divided Supreme Court over a vigorous conservative dissent. And that was talking about COVID-19 stuff, posts like that's what it is there. It's Amy Coney Barrett, this piece of shit right here. Recounted facts of various officials in the White House, Center for Disease Control, et cetera, et cetera. And then basically claiming people didn't have standing or whatever then. And then Alito, who was doing his job correctly, was like, no, it's fucking ridiculous, dude. Like, you're obviously censoring the people who are fucking presidential election assholes. Bunch of shit, dude. Okay, so I'm gonna jump on one of these right now for a sec, here in a sec, for that Amber Rose woman, because I want people to tell me, does this not look like a dude pretending to be a woman? Like that if that is a biological female, that chick has had way too much plastic surgery on her face. But it honestly looks like a man pretending to be a chick with big fake ass tits. I mean, that's fine if that's what you are, man. But like, I don't know. Like that's just, to me, that's not a pretty person, honestly, dude. That's not a good looking person at all. Like that is like the definition of a fake ass motherfucker is what it is, dude. So yeah, this is model and actress Amber Rose went full mega over 3.5 million followers on X. Further underlying her endorsement of President Donald Trump. Yeah, she had her mega hat on, everything else like that. And we got Bowman loses in the most expensive House primary in history. By the way, that stupid ass shirt alone should have got him dismissed from Congress on the spot, dude. So, anyway. So, Shabam Loban's career in Congress will end after a single term. Good. Should never. First off, He shouldn't have been there for 2 years, dude. He should have been there for like about 2 weeks and then had his ass arrested for various fucking felonies at that point then. So, this is following a series of anti-Semitic controversies and a capital stunt resulting in the criminal conviction. Which, by the way, that him pulling that fire alarm to contempt of Congress, basically what it is there to stop congressional proceedings, should have seen him get a federal felony right then and there is what it is, dude. And this is Westchester County Executive George Latimer defeated Bowman on Tuesday night in the most expensive House race in history. Said Ad Impact estimated the two camps spent a total of $23 million on the Democrat primary. And this is what I'm saying, dude. Like, this is why I've said so many fucking times, like, this is exactly why we need to have money caps on every seat of power in this country. You shouldn't have to spend even $1 million to run for Congress. You shouldn't even have to spend $500,000. It should be like 100,000 or less. If you can't get down 100,000 or less, then get the fuck out, motherfucker. It's that simple. It shouldn't be $23 million combined between both sets of people. So potentially what that means is it could be anywhere from like 10 million on one side and 13 million on the other side, or it could be like, 12 million here, 11 million there, or it could be like 15 million on Bowman's side and like 8 million on Georgia's side, then if that be the case. Either way, it's fucking retarded, dude, is what it is, and it's completely insane that we are allowing this kind of shit to continue on right now is what it is. Anyways, this race was called for Latimer less than a half hour after polls closed. Yeah, because it was like 2-1 margin, what it was, dude, or almost 3-1 margin, actually. This is primary in New York 16th Congressional District, centered around the referendum on the Israel-Palestine policy and drew significant national attention. It says Bowman, a progressive former middle school principal and member of the Squad, represented the insurgent Hamas sympathizer wing of the Democrat Party, aka the literal terrorist wing of the Democrat Party. It says what Latimer supported by the pro-Israel lobby condemned Hamas attack on Israel. Which, by the way, I want to point something out, is that this George Latimer guy, this fucking guy right here, is also a Clinton-backed bitch, by the way. He was endorsed by Hillary Clinton. He's a fucking Clinton-backed operative is what it is, dude. And he needs to lose the fucking general election to whoever's on the right is what it is there, dude, for real. So. Plus, the guy's already 70 years old. Like, that alone should just see him not even be able to run for the fucking race is what it is, dude. Just due to age. So. Anyway, let's see. It says Bowman opposes Israel's military operations in Gaza, while Latimer has not called for a ceasefire but supports a two-state solution. So additionally, Bowman has denied Hamas raped women on October 7, 2023. Terrorist attack on Israel. He apologized under immense political pressure and ridiculed another House member for hosting Jewish leaders, among other instances, which drew accusations of his anti-Semitism because he's a black supremacist anti-Semite, dude. What the fuck do you expect? He is a fucking, like, literally, look at that shit, dude. The shirt he's wearing, showing up for racial justice. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Like, this asshole was a fucking middle school principal, for God's sakes. No wonder our school systems are fucked right now in this country. It's because of pieces of shit like him, dude, being in any position of power in this country at all. From school boards to principals in these schools, to teachers in these schools, etc., dude. Like, no wonder our fucking schools are so racially divided and shit. It's because of fucking racist pieces of shit like this fucking asshole. Anyway. So those are not the only controversies that were on Bowman. Bowman pled guilty to October 2023 in one misdemeanor for falsely pulling a fire alarm in a congressional office building a month prior. That should have been a felony, by the way, when he did that shit. So he faced 6 months in jail. Should have been automatic removal from Congress, by the way. But in a plea deal, agreed to pay a $1,000 fine and write an apology to Capitol Police and not get sent. Fuck that, dude. No, he should have gone 6 months in jail at least, dude. Never let a public officer get in this country is what it is then. Fucking bullshit, dude. Yes, Bowman hosted fellow Squad member, New York delegation, compatriot, AOC, as well as progressive icon Bernie Sanders in a bizarre and profane campaign rally this weekend before the primary. It was not enough. Bowman is expected to continue serving out his term until January 2025. Kick him out now, dude. Fuck that guy. Anyway, we got this one. 3 hoaxes to watch for in Thursday night's debate. So CNN's presidential debate rules out rules are set for Thursday night as Biden looks to eviscerate his opponent by potentially raising debunked hoaxes. So CNN opposes debate moderators live fact-checking Biden during the high-stakes event. Of course they do. Says neither are the moderators permitted to fact-check Trump, although they are correct in misstatements. Anyway, continuing on here, it said we got the Russian disinformation hoax, aka the PIS dossier that was made up by 4chan, the inflation hoax, and the threat to democracy hoax. I would actually add to that, most likely the verifying people hoax has already been debunked about 17 times at this point. So, just going to say it, man. We got this stupid fucking cunt. Embattled squad member Cori Bush calls pro-Israel group AIPAC a threat to democracy. Well, it's a great thing we're a constitutional republican, isn't it, you stupid fucking piece of shit BLM terrorist cunt? I hate this woman so much, dude. Literally every fiber of my being hates this woman, and every other member of the squad for that matter, because they're all a bunch of fucking assholes, dude. Cori Bush should be in federal prison right now for doing terrorist shit in 2020 when she was literally a BLM chapter head in St. Louis, Missouri, before she ran for office. Ariana Presley should be in the prison for the same exact kind of stuff. You have AOC, who should be in prison for a multitude of felonies. Like, all of them should also be in prison right now for insider trading. Cori Bush should also be in prison right now for literally misusing campaign funds to pay her then boyfriend, who was her head of security, who's now her husband, and to continue to pay him out of fucking campaign funds and stuff like that, which is completely misuse of funds and stuff like that, dude. And from my understanding, it's at least a misdemeanor, both at the state and federal level, if not a felony someplace in there. So, anyway. But yeah, she's just such a stupid cunt is what it is. That being said, this AIPCA PAC, here's what it is, dude, which is American Islamic Public Affairs Committee. From my understanding, they are actually I forget which congressman it was recently. It was somebody on the right there that was saying how when they first got into office, it was these people that came to them were like basically giving them a sort of Jewish handler is what it was. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, nah, bro, like, get the hell out of here is what it is, seriously. Anyway, it said Bush posted a statement on X with a headline, "My statement on AIPCA's threat to democracy. Their far-right super PAC and allies spent $20 million to unseat my brother Jamil Bowman." In a statement, she accused them, which stands for American Israel Public Affairs Committee, Political Action Committee, of buying votes against Bowman. No, that's what you Democrats love to do, bitch. You love to fucking vote buy and commit all kinds of fucking ballot harvesting and everything else like that, you stupid fucking cunt. Anyway. So a fellow squad member who recently lost primary double digits to Democrat Westchester County Executive George Latimer. So Cori Bush said in the statement, which seemed to rely on the anti-Semite trope that Jewish people control the money that Jewish people use money to control the world, is what she claimed there. I mean, technically, is that really anti-Semitic, or is that kind of just the truth at that point, dude? Because in some cases, it actually is the truth, honestly. Let's be for real on that one. Says Bush accused the historically bipartisan group of being backed by far-right MAGA donors and billionaire extremists desperate in their attempts to buy our democracy. Again, we are a constitutional republic, you stupid fucking cunt. You literally, at least twice now, have taken an oath to the U.S. Constitution, dumbass. Which you have broken every single fucking day you've been in office, you dumb cunt. God, you're a fucking idiot, Cori. Like, she is the worst, dude. Like, this, seriously, if you haven't seen it, there's fucking video out there of her basically claiming to be Jesus Christ, more or less, because she claims she healed some woman's tumors on her fucking arms and shit like that, dude. And it's like, you didn't heal shit, bitch. You're a fucking pathological, lying fucking sack of shit is what it is. That should have been thrown out of this country on your fucking ass years ago is what it is then. Anyway. Continuing on here, it said, Bush said the donors of the American Islamic PAC, which supports Bush's Democrat primary opponent, Wesley Bell, said the same extremists are coming to St. Louis. Good. I hope Wesley Bell beats your ass hard in that fucking primary, bitch. And then he loses in the fucking general is what it is then. Says Bowman had a short but solid history in Congress, becoming notorious for illegally pulling a fire alarm to delay a vote in the House, then lying about it. He later was charged with one count of false pulling a fire alarm, paid $1,000, pled did a plea deal to not get charged with fucking 6 months of prison is what it is there. There you go. It says also made, that's another one too. He also made news after screaming in the hallways at Tom Massey about gun rights is what it was, and being all fucking anti-gun sack of shit, basically. It says Bowman had more recently made headlines for his anti-Semitic remarks, etc., etc. So yeah, they're both fucking clowns is what it is, dude. Like, Bush is a fucking moron. Bowman's a fucking moron. Presley's a fucking idiot. Tlaib and Omar should both be kicked out of this country for terrorist shit. And then you got Cortez, who's a Castleton congresswoman, who was the leader of the fucking squad. They're all a bunch of idiots. That's what it is. And then we also got Jaya Paul most recently laughing about dead kids that were killed by illegals. So I really wish they'd stop sending this poll out, because the answer is no. I don't stand. I stand with America, you fucking idiots, and we don't need to be fucking Israel's allies. What it is, dude. That's one thing I heard recently, actually, is how you have. I was watching something the other day, and it was discussing. It was something like some UN get together thing or something like that, or no, sorry, that's what it was. It was NATO. It was a NATO thing, is what it was, at the UN or something, and you had every other country basically standing with each other, and then you had America and Israel standing alone together, and it's like, why, dude? Like, it's just retarded, is what it is. Like, my whole thing is, it's like, I could give a fuck about any other nation at this point, dude. I don't live in those nations. They can all go fuck off from all I care at this point, dude. It should be us defending America and America only. We shouldn't be giving money to other nation at this point until our fucking shit is fixed in this country, is what it is, dude, period, in the story. And only after that, it should be in small, small doses. And I mean, like, teeny, teeny, teeny amounts of money. Like, maybe a couple mil here and there. But not like, the hundreds of millions we're spending on every fucking omnibus bill and stuff like that is what it is, man. So, anyway. But yeah, it's a bunch of shit is what it is, dude, entirely. Jesus. Then we got the dickheads Surgeon General urging Congress to issue tobacco-like warning labels for social media. This is the same fucking guy, by the way, that talked about how we now have a gun violence crisis in America the other day. And it's like, no, we don't, dickhead. What we have is a fucking gangbanger crisis in this country of punk-ass bitches between the ages of 12 and 19 years old, when you're counting 18 and 19-year-old adults that can vote as fucking kids, is the biggest problem. And it's always been a lie, by the way. It's been a lie since it was created by Moms Man Action like 10, 20 years ago, whatever the hell it is now. Like, basically, I forget exactly what year they Bloomberg formed MDA is what it is there, dude. But whenever he had Shannon Watts become like the head of Moms Man Action, what it was back in the day, like a decade or so ago is what it was now. Ever since then, it was within like 6 months or to a year of that one that they basically made some fucking bullshit study that was all fucking lies is what it is, where they pushed 18 and 19-year-old adults in there as children, and they basically been pushing that horse shit for the last decade or so is what it is now. So, by the way, AI will kill jobs. So, anyway. Actually, I'm going to look up this term right here on the thing, because I want to see if this pops up with that gun thing I was talking about the other day then. There we go. This is a little somewhere here. Yeah, U.S. Surgeon General declares gun violence a public health emergency. What a fucking clown, dude. It says U.S. Surgeon General is declaring gun violence a public health emergency driven by a growing number of injuries and deaths involving firearms in the country. Yeah, where he literally points to 18 and 19-year-old adults as fucking kids, dude. Like, what a bunch of horse shit entirely, dude. This is what I'm saying. Democrats are going for broke right now, dude. They're all a bunch of scumbags. They're all a bunch of fucking tyrant, wannabe fucking Nazi types is what it is there, dude. Yes, and we should also get our money back from Ukraine, because fuck that piece of shit Nazi wannabe Zelensky, dude. So, yeah, it's a bunch of horseshit entirely, dude. I'm so sick and tired of it. This is what Democrats' ultimate goal is, by the way: declare shit public health emergencies so they can then strip your rights to keep and bear arms. What it is, dude. Fuck that. Fuck that. This is why there will be violence in this country, 100% across the board. So. Wow. Then you got that piece of shit cheating prick, Randolph Warnock, falsely claiming Dems are in a spiritual battle against those who want us to see each other as enemies. You are the fucking enemy, buddy. You are a fucking demon, bro. You're a fucking cheating piece of shit who stole a fucking U.S. Senate seat years ago and something that could have easily been overturned, should have been overturned, like, legitimately, like 3 fucking years ago now. But the problem is, Democrats are allowed to get away with this shit because a bunch of fucking rhino assholes, they call them social Republicans, have no goddamn balls to actually call you out on your fucking bullshit, dude. And take lawfare against you, which is what needs to fucking happen. It's exactly why you have people like myself right now and other people from my generation and beyond who are going to be starting to do this shit pretty soon. Because we're going to be the ones getting into power at some point, motherfuckers. Like, we're going to be the ones taking your asses to task very fucking soon in this country, honestly. When we take your fucking jobs is what it is. And various primaries and everything else like that is what it'll be. So... yeah, this dude is one of the most fake-ass fucking mega-church preachers I've ever seen in my entire life, dude. Warnick is a piece of shit, dude, for sure. I'm surprised he hasn't joined the squad at this point, honestly, given how fucking retarded he is at this point, honestly, dude. Same thing with Hank Johnson out of Atlanta, Georgia, too, by the way. The guy that was talking about Guam flipping over too many people on it is what it is. So. It's actually C-O-R-I. That's how she spells Corey, not C-O-R-Y. Although it could be spelled, it could also be spelled C-O-R-E-Y. So that's how our friend in Texas spells his version, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. They should have expelled them all, dude. Like, every single member of the squad at this point, in some capacity or another, should have been expelled from Congress at this point, honestly. But that's the problem. And then they have like barely nothing left right now when it comes to majorities and stuff anymore. So let's go ahead and see what's going on in my state locally. Here's what it is for the last few days because I haven't checked the Legiscan in a while here. So I'm trying to see if there's anything going on at all here right now. I think it was about 17th when we checked things. Okay, so we got the 17th. There was Senate Bill 292 to make capital appropriations and reappropriations by a piece of shit Matthew Dolan, who is a scumbag rhino, should be in a hot prison right now for trying to steal gun rights, as well as a bunch of other shit. Then we got create suicide prevention license plate, create Jessup W. Scott high school license plate. I'm guessing that was a guy who died overseas as a military vet, probably. Let's see, require health plan and Medicare coverage for biomarker testing. That's interesting. This is actually bipartisan. It's 11 Republicans, 4 Democrats. So, which is kind of ironic that Anita Samani, who is a literal child sterilizer, is on this legislation. So, yeah, I'm assuming that biomarker testing would be for like stuff like, I don't know, Parkinson's disease or any kind of like dementia and stuff like that would be my assumption on that one then, since it's not currently covered in some cases and stuff. So, see, then we have the House on the 18th do a same version of the Senate there, making capital appropriations, reappropriations. This one's just dumb, by the way. Create Dolly Parton Imagination Library license plate. Like, stop wasting time making license plates, people. Come on. Of course, it was Nikki Antonio who was the fucking like lead of that shit. Because why wouldn't it be? Fucking clowns. I mean, Dolly Parton's cool and all, dude, but yeah, stop wasting time doing stupid shit like that, man. Get to making good stuff happen, man. Seriously. Then we got the Adopt the American Alliance Amendment. American Allegiance Amendment. What the hell is this one? Proposing to enact Section 5 of Article 15 of the Constitution of the State of Ohio to adopt the American Allegiance Amendment to prohibit individuals of citizenship in other countries from holding elected public offices. Wait, what? Oh, okay, so basically what they're saying is if anybody holds dual citizenship with another country, they can't hold elected office in the state of Ohio. As it should be. As it should be. Because you're obviously not allied to America, as what it is then. Interestingly enough, my current state rep, Brady Stolfus, is actually one of the 11 people on this. So, as was DJ Swearingen, the guy who fucked us over with constitutional carry a couple years ago because he sucked the NRA's dick, is what it was, to put their stupid ass Terry stop him it there. And of course, we got Scott Wiggum, who is the lead on this one, who is super pro 2A. He's also, I think it was Desert Storm or Desert Shield, one of the two there. For military vet status is what it was. And he actually was a combat vet, from my understanding. So he gets why he needs second amendment, is what it is there. Let's see, then we got classified car condominiums as residential property for taxes. Jesus Christ, dude. Of course it is. Of course it's Brian who was fucking installed in the fucking place. Scumbag. Let's see. Increase awareness of cognitive impairment and dementia. I would actually add to that, people that would have these things should not be allowed to hold an office in this country, ever. Period, dude. So, yeah. We got the 24th, regards real estate foreclosures. Then we got reestablish Water and Sewer Commission and Water and Sewer Fund. I don't know why that ever went away, honestly. Let's see, we got regard type 1 diabetes information for parents. And we got designated highway for some dude. Exempt Ohio ABLE account funds from Medicare estate recovery. And we got regard school practices for release of religious instruction. What is this one about? Regarding school districts policies for released time, courses, and religious instruction. I don't really understand that one. I feel like that needs to be written better, honestly, is the problem there. Let's see, then we got authorized creation of natural gas pipe incentive areas. Make various changes regarding county law, which is a bunch of stuff apparently here. Then we got designate walleye as the state fish of Ohio. Of course, it's Democrats leading the fuck you, Democrats, dude. No, we're not going to designate the walleye as the fucking state fish when we clearly have like bluegill, crappie, bass, rock bass, and a bunch of other great fish in our fucking waterways that could be designated a better fucking fish. There's what it is, dude. Not to mention, you also have like pike and muskie and shit, dude. So why would you ever do the walleye, bro? Like, seriously, as a bass fisherman that loves to fish for panfish too, man, like, we have a bunch of this stuff in our state that could easily be the state fish. It's not fucking walleye, dude. Like, why would you ever make the walleye as the official state fish, bro? Like, seriously, it's fucking stupid. I'm trying to get my location out of people, damn. Yeah, I don't want the fucking walleye as my state fish, bro. That's just dumb. So, fucking people. Then we got revised township law. So incorporate seaplane bases, helipads, etc. into aeronautics law. Let's see, require names submitted by BMV to be included in the jury list. This should have been a thing a while ago, by the way. It's ironic that you got Democrats leading the charge on that one, though. So. Then we got define anti-Semitism, expand defenses of ethnic intimidation. I actually called people out on this one yesterday on X there because I said, hey, why don't you also define anti-Christian hate and deal with that shit too that's going on here in America, bro? So, or even like hate crimes for that matter, when it's black on white a lot of times what it is anymore. But anyway, then we got require certain property fees to be allocated for housing purposes. Urge Attorney General to file a lawsuit against RealPage Inc. What the hell is that place? Is RealPage Incorporated? Multinational corporation that provides property management software for the multifamily, commercial, single-family, and vacation rental housing industries. Huh. It's the lawsuit here about the rent fixing lawsuit highlights use of algorithm. Oh, here we go. That's what it says. Use of algorithms to set rents. Ah. So yeah, they're basically saying they're using algorithms to do shit. That's why they're trying to sue them. Then is what it is. Makes sense. Makes sense. Uh, let's see. We got exempt Ohio able account funds from. Okay, we talked about that one. We got regard short-term rentals, electric, real estate licenses, declare intent to revise school closure requirements, enact Braden's law to prohibit sex exploitation. I'm actually totally on board with this becoming law right now, dude. I've actually backed this from this beginning. For those who don't know who Braden was, he was basically a kid here in Ohio who he was one of these people that got the had like one of those weird online things with somebody or whatever the case be, and then it turned out it was like some person catfishing his ass or whatever. Then who claimed to be a chick and basically told him, "Hey, why don't you send me some nudes?" And his dumbass did is what it was because he was stupid. He was like 16 or 17 years old. What was there? And then it got to a point then where they were exploiting his ass to try to get money off of him and his family and stuff. And eventually he ended up taking his own life, unfortunately. So yeah, it's a horrible tragedy, and it's something that definitely needs to be done to prevent in the future is what it is there, and hold these people accountable for their actions is what it is there. So anyway. Yeah, Beth Lear, who is one of the Trump people in our General Assembly right now, was the one backing this initially, as was that Brian Lentz guy. And then the solo Democrat is Sean Brennan, who is an ex-teacher in the state, which makes sense why he would be on it because I know, that's the one thing with Brennan, as much of an anti-gun, because he's not super anti-gun, but he's definitely he has the base Democrat anti-gun shit. That's what it is there. Of yeah, we need to enact this thing or that thing to make firearms safer kind of crap is what it is there, which is never going to work anyway. But the entire point of the matter is, I get where he's coming from, obviously. He actually seems to me like he could be somewhat of a moderate Democrat otherwise is what it is. And being from an ex-teacher perspective, I see why he's the solo Democrat on this is what it is then. But yeah, what this would do is it would revise the code or change our revised code or state things what it is there to enact Braden's law to prohibit sexual exploitation and aggravated sex extortion and to allow families of certain victims with aggravated sexual extortion to receive compensation from the Crime Victims Compensation Fund. So basically it would allow his family, et cetera, to be, if they needed money for funeral expenses and stuff like that, it could allow them to do that, obviously, which is good. And then we got HR 369, recognize Republic of Cyprus sovereignty, memorialize invasion. Not really sure why this is being done for any reason, but okay. Again, just waste of time, honestly, when you could be passing 2A laws in the state, motherfuckers. Pro 2A laws, I mean, is that on that one, not, anti-gun laws and stuff. Anyway. Then we got urge U.S. EPA to withdraw proposed greenhouse gas emissions rules. That was HR 469. Then we got HB 370 regards ODOT responsibility for state highways and multiplicities. Then we got 328 regards sale of used catalytic converters, which is what they're trying to deal with because people keep stealing the shit all the time is what it is. And then finally, yesterday, which was the first one, which was designate Hubert First Responders Badge. So, also my buddy who I went to high school with, he used to be, I think he was a cop at one point, and then he became a firefighter. And then he was doing both jobs for a little bit here and there. It was both part-time is what it was. And now eventually I think he actually is just a firefighter full-time now is what it is. He actually became a lieutenant the other day in one of the local firehouses there. So that's cool. But yeah, I'm happy for him though. So he was one of the first people I met when I went over to my junior high and then eventually into high school. He was a buddy of mine for years there and stuff. We ended up having a slight fallout some years back around his 21st birthday for some reason or another. And then we ended up getting back together after that then, years later. So I still consider my friends what it is there. But I think CNN's going to allow Biden to lie his ass off all night long. I wouldn't be surprised because there was actually a theory going around to some woman the other day saying how she thinks they're basically going to do another bait and switch with whoever's under the Biden mask now and make it somebody more cognitive then for tonight. I wouldn't be surprised by it, honestly. And that's why they were prepping that person last week or so or something. So, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if you see Biden line his ass off all night long. Knows what it is. I'm sure Trump's going to try to call it out and stuff like that, but then they'll probably cut his mic again, is my guess, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, pretty much this, honestly. It's going to just turn into a bunch of fucking garbage is what it is. I think, honestly, it's not even worth watching. It's probably better just watch the highlights from it later on. Because usually that's where you get your best little, like 1 and 2 minute little snippets from there and stuff like that. And unfortunately, it seems like a lot of voter base is relying on that kind of stuff nowadays to even, like, be in the know and stuff. Because they can't have enough focus to actually do things the correct way and watch an entire debate is what it is there. So, anyway. Let's see, going over Gateway Pundit here. We got Natazine is the new fentanyl in China's silent war on America. Interesting. I'm guessing this is the shit on Kensington Avenue, then, if that were the case. And we got some woman saying how Georgia was stolen. Makes sense. Trump hater and former Congressman Adam Kinzinger endorses Biden for president, claims 81 million vote getter will always protect democracy. What a fucking joke, dude. There's so many lies in that fucking entire little headline there. It's not even funny, bro. So then we got Louisville police chief who charged Scotty Stifler resigns after new controversy comes to light. I think that was the golf guy, if I'm not mistaken. We got Biden refuses drug test at a debate. Here's the likely reason why. Because he's high on fucking drugs. That's why, dude. Because he's got all kinds of fucking uppers and shit in the system then for tonight. We got debunking the myth. No one is in prison solely for minor drug offenses, despite liberal claims. No, it's always other stuff, dude. That's the problem. Like, drugs are not the problem. It's everything relating to drugs that are the other stuff. It's, it's like stealing. It's, committing home invasions, committing burglaries, etc., etc. It's all the other, like, property crime stuff that relates to drugs is what it is, because when you're trying to get a fix, and the only way you can get your fix is to steal stuff and sell it, to whoever for some money and take that money and go to your drug dealer and buy some more drugs, or, like I said, home invade people for whatever then, or do whatever then, gun crimes, etc. there. It all relates to drug stuff is what it is then, dude. So, anyway. Yeah, so one of the talking points on the soft on crime liberal agenda is that people with minor drug offenses should be released from prison. However, a closer examination reveals that no one in prison is solely there for minor drug offenses. People advocating for leniency often argue based on the perceived minor nature of some drug offenses. However, several points need to be considered, since many of those incarcerated for drug offenses have significant prior convictions and are often serving sentences based on cumulative legal infractions rather than solely minor drug offenses. They are frequently in violation of parole or probation, or have outstanding warrants for other crimes or failure to appear stuff in previous cases. It says 1 in 5 inmates is in prison for drug offenses. Under U.S. law, possession can result in up to 1 year jail time for the first offense. It says a reason you see headlines claiming someone is serving a long prison sentence for possession of a small amount of drugs is that they are a repeat offender. Repeat offenders receive longer sentences, and most people in prisons are repeat offenders. And I think the problem here, honestly, is several different reasons, honestly, dude. The repeat offender thing. A lot of that does go to the privatized prison system in our country right now, is what it is. And it's basically, you have these privatized prisons that get paid X amount for every body in the fucking prison, is what it is, dude. So they're trying to make these giant mega facilities all the time. And so what you end up having then is you have them, incentivize people to either be better criminals, is what it is, to do more crime later on, is what it is, or harder crimes later on, so they can be there forever, pretty much, is what it is then. Instead of actually giving them, like, programs that they could better themselves with, or, detoxing and stuff like that in the prison system and stuff like that. Instead, it's like, oh no, let people fucking bring in all kinds of drugs to the fucking prison and stuff like that, so they can keep getting high and inside the fucking prison, is what it is there, dude, because they don't give a fuck. And that's the problem right now. And so you end up having these people that, instead of getting sober inside, they'll end up getting more drugged out inside, and then they'll go out of prison, 6 months, 8 months later, whatever it is there, and go back on the streets and immediately commit more crime is what it is, then end up back in prison again then. And it's just this vicious ass cycle, and I'm sick and tired of it, dude. I would personally love to see our country be based more on actually helping people and giving them a second chance than, just locking people up forever is what it is and throwing away the key and shit, dude. Now, granted, that being said, some people should be locked up forever and have the key thrown away from them is what it is there. Just be, domed and put in a fucking grave someplace is what it is there. for the crimes they commit, whether it be against children or whoever at that point. Then, but no, like the drug offense stuff, it's a bunch of shit, is what it is, dude. And it's if we actually help people the first time around or second time around, or whatever the case be, maybe they wouldn't be a fucking repeat offender constantly, is what it is then. So, although maybe I'm just an idealist, who knows, man. But I'd like to see people help, is what it is, honestly, dude. If they could be productive members of society again, that'd be nice. So, anyway. Continues on here and says that then 3 years of release from prison, 68% of drug offenders are rearrested, while 70% of all people released from prison, regardless of charges, are rearrested within 5 years. That's what I'm saying. That's ridiculous, dude. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact you're throwing these people back on the streets with no fucking job skills at all, with no way to get a job at all. And now they got to tell people, oh, yeah, I'm an ex-felon or whatever the case be, or I was speaking of like felonies and shit like that's what it is there. And so most of the time, people ain't going to fucking hire them for anything because they're going to think they're a thief or whatever the case be then. So it's a bunch of shit, honestly, dude. And this is on a 10-year timeline, more than 80% are rearrested for committing the same crime again. Well, again, that makes sense, right? Because, if you can't get a legal job and make money and stuff like that, why the hell wouldn't you go back to doing whatever the fuck you did to get in prison in the first place then, dude? And make money that way and hopefully, not get arrested for the same thing again. That's what it is. So, anyway. It says minor drug offenses such as possession of small amounts of drugs are among the most common grounds for arrests. When police make these arrests, they often discover that the suspect has outstanding warrants, which could be for more serious crimes. So these suspects are less likely to be offered bail and then become talking points for reformists who claim that someone who has been jailed without bail for a minor drug offense. Similar cases arise when a person is sentenced to prison. It says parole and probation violations are another reason people may be in jail or sent to prison after arrest for minor possession of drugs. Failing a drug test or being caught with drugs, even a small amount, are considered probation violations. An individual may have to return to prison to serve out the rest of their sentence. Additionally, some states have 3-strike laws, which include where individuals with 2 strikes or more seriously convictions face life imprisonments upon their 3rd felony, which could include a drug offense. Which that to me that's wrong, honestly. Like that's what I'm saying. Like the 3 strikes laws like that are bullshit, dude. Because it's like, okay, if they already did something like super severe where they should be in prison for a long ass time, just keep them there forever. Then is what it is, dude. Like seriously, like does that be like a 1-strike thing, whatever the case be? If it's such a severe thing, whatever, then dude, why the fuck are they back on our streets? Is what it is, dude. So yeah, it's just dumb to me on that one. But that's why I think we should honestly have like 1 to 5 strike laws is what it is there, where it's like no, it should be life imprisonment for like, hey, if you do like 4 things that are horrible. And then you got that 5th thing that's like seriously bad too. Like, no, fuck you, you're gone forever. What it is then, dude. But like, unless it's like something like super heinous, like then it should be like 1 or 2 strikes. Is what it is then. But anyway, it says federal system also imposes mandatory minimum sentences for certain drug offenses, contributing to longer sentences even for those with seemingly minor drug offenses but significant prior criminal activity. So basically, if you get busted for like a small amount of like, let's go ahead and say like a little fucking dimer or weed or something like that, but then it's like you also have like violent felony convictions on your record already. That's why you get charged more times than it is then. It says even the term minor drug offense can be misleading with the liberal media and public might label as minor can involve significant quantities of drugs or intent to distribute rather than mere possession of personal use stuff. Well, that's the problem though, because some people's personal use, especially when it comes to like weed and shit, dude, like it could be something like that Chumley guy from Pawn Stars, where he had like I think it was like a pound or 2 on him at the time, but it was like seriously for him it was personal use because he was so tolerant to the shit at that point. He needed that much to basically get high all the time is what it is then. Throughout like the week or whatever it was he was using it for. Versus like somebody else, like yeah, that would be fucking, distribution charges and stuff like that for them because they're obviously dealing with it is what it would be then. So like that's the issue, dude. And with as many cases involving aggravated charges where the drug offense is one of several charges, when sentenced, the drug offense may be highlighted, but is often part of a broader pattern of criminal behavior. It says yet another claim that obfuscates the truth is that innocent people are jailed, or that people are jailed for minor drug offenses. Jail and prison are terms often used interchangeably but have differing legal definitions. Says what a When a suspect is arrested on possession of a crime, they are jailed until they appear in court before a judge or a bail hearing. If they make bail, they can go home until the trial. If they cannot make bail or there is no bail offered due to specific grounds such as parole or probation violations, outstanding warrants for the crimes, etc., their flight risk, being a repeat offender, or committing a violent offense, they remain in jail until the trial. So in some cases, suspects are found innocent and are released. In others, they are found guilty and sentenced. And if a sentence is more than 1 year, they may go to prison. If it is less than a year, they may remain in jail. About 30% of people in jail have been convicted and are either awaiting punishment or serving their sentences. This means 70% have not been convicted, which is why reformists claim that most people in jail are innocent. So it is important to keep in mind that while some narratives suggest people are jailed for minor drug offenses, these cases often involve individuals with extensive criminal histories or those who violated terms of probation or parole. Moreover, according to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, a significant portion of individuals incarcerated for drug offenses have prior convictions and were under legal supervision at the time of their arrest, meaning they were on parole and stuff like that. So this context is often omitted in discussions advocating for clemency based solely on the offense of drugs and stuff like that, which makes sense. So, okay. Yeah, it's just this chart. There's what it is. Makes sense. This is crazy to think, though, that like 3-year, 5-year, 10-year thing is what it is, dude. So 68% of people that are drug offenders are rearrested within 3 to 5 years. Or I should say within 3 years. 70% of all people, regardless of crime, are within 5 years. And then 10 years, more than 80% are arrested for the same crime. Again, that's a failure of the system is what it is, dude. Of not giving people the chance to actually rehabilitate is what it is there. That's what we really need. We need rehabilitation over fucking, other bullshit is what it is here. So, yeah, and then of course you got Democrat DAs that'll give people slaps on the wrist and stuff too, for that matter. So, yeah. Well, that's not what I was saying. What I was saying is, because I actually believe people should be given a second chance is what it is, and not be just thrown away forever is what it is there, for the most part. So, yeah, it is what it is, man. And no, there are people that should definitely be, put away forever is what it is there, man, because they are just complete scumbags in general. So, but yeah, it's the whole thing. So anyway, I'm getting pretty hungry right now, and I gotta go do some stuff in a couple hours right now. So, plus obviously the phone is still not working right now. I don't know what the hell's going on with it, man. It's getting really irritating now. Hoping maybe my cousin will bring out a new phone cord later and see if I can't get it working with that, though, because I think that's what the problem is right now. It's because I tested it. I tested the old phone and I tested the new phone, reset everything in both of them and stuff like that. And neither one really seems to be working. So it could be a couple different things. It could either be that, needing a new phone cord. It could be needing like a new plug or some kind or something like that, or it might just be like a bad base unit or something like that's what it is. So I don't know. It's not going to matter in like a month or so anyway, because I'm going to be getting a new phone anyway. And honestly, maybe that's the thing right now. Maybe I just need to get a new phone right now is what it is then. So, because truthfully, like that's what the problem is right now. I think it's just need to get a cell phone with mom's old number and is what it is, and then just have it be, that's my new phone for the go-to is what it'd be then, because it'd be a lot easier too, for that matter, than having a fucking landline and stuff. So, Jesus. I think we're going to leave off with this one. This goes back to what I talked about with, like, people need to get smacked with, like, severe crimes is what it is there, dude. We got Justin, 8 Hispanic males with Venezuelan accents wanted for a brutal armed robbery in a West Highland jewelry store. Joanna L. Ruby, a family-owned Denver jewelry store has been in business for 24 years. Quote, they pinned my mom to the floor and hit her in the back of the head 3 times with a gun. They then hit my cousin. Says man entered the shop pretending to shop there. Shortly after, 3 more men entered and went into the security area. Owner asked the 3 men to remove their sunglasses and hats. Moments later, the situation turned violent. Said he grabbed her by the hair, took her up the stairs, and told her not to move or he was going to kill her. Said I thought they were going to kill me after hitting me 3 times, and they told me they would kill me and my niece if I moved towards the panic button. I saw 4 men coming in the back door with hats and glasses. They all were wearing white gloves and loading their guns. So the woman said it sounded like the men were speaking with a Venezuelan accent. Denver Police Department confirmed investigators are looking for 8 Hispanic males. All illegals, by the way. And this was the shit right here, man. Got those dudes just rolling up in there. So, yeah, just insane, bro. Insane shit for sure. And then here's actually people up the list of the suspects. Here's what it is. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I would say honestly, 3, 4, and 7. Somebody probably actually even 6 maybe could potentially be identified. 5 is maybe identifiable. 1 might be identifiable with the lower face and stuff like that, but the sunglasses are kind of blurring out the eyes, obviously. 2 is not identifiable because of the fucking thing, and then 8 is not identifiable because of that mask. So, but the thing is, like, if any of the other 8 here are identifiable, though, or I should say, any of these other 6 that are not totally face covered or unidentifiable at some point, dude, they're gonna end up turning on everybody else, and that's what it's gonna be, and all 8 of them are gonna be taken down eventually. That's what it is. So, yeah. If you know these men, contact the authorities there in Colorado, people, and get them off the fucking streets. Take these pieces of shit out of our fucking country permanently is what it is, bro. Seriously. You have no business being on our soil, period. End of fucking story. I don't disagree with this guy over here in the comment section, by the way. This one right here. So, but anyway. But yeah, I assume they'll be taken down eventually is what it is, but who knows. Hopefully so. Hopefully so. Only time will tell, though. Well, anyway. Yeah, shit's getting crazy, man, for sure. Anywho. That's pretty much where I'm going to be at for today, though. I'll be back later, maybe tonight. It all depends. I got some stuff I got to do, obviously, here in a couple hours, and then, This is interesting. This woman here was talking about some kind of food she was making. Okay, so she's pulling out the bread part of the French bread and then putting in a homemade meatball. And then another one. Those are some big ass meatballs, dude. Bunch of sauce. A little Parmesan cheese on top there. Italian ice cream cone. That's fucked up. Like, no joke, though, man. Like, I'm not a fan of Parmesan cheese. And honestly, she could have left the sauce off the top. Like, just put the meatballs in there, bro. I put them meatballs in there with a lot of cheese on them there. And I'd eat the shit out of that thing right now, man. That looks good as hell, honestly, with just those of them. So. Now that I say that, I'm very hungry because I haven't eaten today. So I'm going to go make some food here pretty quick and get ready to do a few things. And obviously get ready to go with my uncle here in a couple hours then. And then, of course, my cousin's going to be over here later tonight with his buddy who's going to be looking at the house to buy it, potentially. So, by the way, apparently people are giving out the full interview from the Hakta girl. You got to spit on that thing. So apparently, I guess that's now been taken over on the site of Twitter/X, which makes sense. Because initially it was obviously, what she was meaning was you're spitting on some dude's dick to like jerk him off, whatever. Then, and yeah, literally that's taking over the fucking shit on there. It's all the porn bots on the site now of just chicks like spitting on dudes' dicks and jerking them off. That is what it is. So, anyway. Yeah, I do think it's funny how people are saying the latest trend. It's people like fake hitting their kids' heads on the wall and then like acting like they got hit or whatever. And the kids are all a bunch of fakers. So, again, all future Democrats, bro. All future Democrat voters. A bunch of damn liars. So, apparently there was some kind of a baseball game going on the other day where you had a bunch of assholes pulling out the pro-Palestine flag, pulling out their Palestine flags and stuff. People telling them to go fucking eat dicks, basically. Rightfully so, dude. Rightfully so. Ew, tough. Well, obviously, I'm not going to show this. I'm not even sure what the hell I'm looking at myself right now. It's some kind of kid having their. Oh, okay, that's what it is. It was that chick having her tits cut off, and then like the sew marks is what it is there. It's so disgusting, man. It really is. So, apparently we have I think I can only do the still shot on this one. Knows what it is, man. Which is the 8 illegals here. Yeah, 8 armed men rob a jewelry store in Denver, pointing guns at customers while violently assaulting staff. Police say they're all Hispanic males from Venezuelan accents, likely linked to the illegal migrant influx. Yep, exactly. Yeah, I feel like, honestly, if Trump was smart right now, like, he would just announce tonight during the debates, he's like, yeah, that Hakta girl, Haley, I forget what her last name is, honestly, offhand. I think it's Haley, if I'm not mistaken, it's her first name, because I heard it the other day. He's like, yeah, she's gonna be my VP now. Like, I guarantee you, bro, that would get him a shitload of fucking votes right there. So, interesting. This is actually we're gonna leave off right here is what it is now. We got Tractor Supply giving up the goat because they're fucking retarded. So they gave $100,000 to activist group that worked around the clock to stop deportations during the Trump presidency. Group is Connects Americas. Their founder is also former headed by the National Council of La Raza, which gave $2 million. Was given $2 million from George Soros. So yeah, and their stock is definitely tanking this week because of that shit. Rightfully so, because fuck them, dude. Like, it really is time to start taking down mega corporations in this country, bro. And being done with it. Like, fucking this shit up real bad. That was weird. I don't know what's going on with X recently. Because I'm seeing, like, certain things that I'm going to share, and then as soon as I go to hit them, they're not fucking sharing properly. Apparently, according to this, it says over 40 Hooters have permanently closed based on current market conditions or underperformance. Experts are baffled. Well, yeah, it's because you got a bunch of diversity hires in there as well, dude. But they're all a bunch of thieves. So, anyway. And of course, you got the speaking of the black and white hate crime stuff I was talking about earlier. I'm not going to show the whole video. I'm just going to do the still shot. Here's what it is. This man randomly hits innocent bystander in the back of the head with a 5-foot-long stick, then punches another man in the face before fleeing. Me and his girlfriend were out in downtown Dallas, Texas, on early Saturday morning. And again, bro, this is why you fucking carry. This is why you carry in a constitutional carry states, bro. Oh, here's the video. Stop right there. So you got the different versions of military branches here. So we got Army, Navy, Marines, and then Air Force. That's good. I like it. Just go around the fucking thing. To be fair, though, my daddy was in the Navy. So he was actually a Korean War vet in the Navy. So apparently one of his main jobs was a armory foreman. So he basically had all the different guns and munitions and stuff like that, because he was actually considered an AOI in the Navy there, which his whole job was basically to keep the munitions going and make sure everything was good to go is what it was. So yeah, he basically helped people get shit done and made sure that they were all supplied with what they needed to have for their weaponry then. So anyway. By the way, whenever people say ghosts aren't real, I'm just going to show you this, man. You can decide for yourself right now. Janitor captures strange anomaly while cleaning school after hours. I don't know that sure. She looks like a spirit to me, man. So, or something anyway. Some kind of crazy light going on there. I definitely believe in paranormal is what it is. Apparently, Bernie Marino put out that fucking thing here that says Sherrod Brown is always riding with Biden. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I call out Marino in real time, dude. So you guys are going to see the shit real time right now of me calling out Bernie Marino on X there. I said, hey, Bernie, how about you finally admit you're a fucking idiot for attacking gun rights in 2019? I doubt he'll go anywhere with it, but who knows? Jesus Christ. Some guy talked about fucking Sherrod Brown supporting women's reproductive rights. I'm going to call this motherfucker up, too. Dumbass fucking people. People were showing the difference at Waffle Houses where it was a bunch of minorities and then a bunch of white people. So, okay, I think we got to leave off with this story right here, man. Because sometimes, you just got to hire the right man for the job. And in this case, it's a couple dogs in the construction crew. Yeah, I gotta go with a little bit of a laugh sometimes, bro. Because you have to, man. You have to do it. Because otherwise, shit just gets too real and then it becomes all insane and everything else like that, dude. So, anyway. But, yeah, that's where we're going to be at for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll see y'all on the next one. Like I said, I may or may not be back tonight for a Buckshot episode. I'm not sure right now. I'm going to talk to my cousin when he comes over later about if we're going to go out tomorrow morning or not then. Because if we do, I'm obviously going to do a resale Friday early tomorrow afternoon then. And then from there, it'll be everything else will be done after the fact then. But yeah, it is what it is right now. But other than that, this might be the only stream for today. It all depends. If nothing else, I might just say fuck it and just do this as the only stream for today, and then I'll do maybe tomorrow for Freedom Friday. I'll just do a recap of the debates or something like that. If that'd be the case, then. So anyway, it all depends though. But either way, I will. I'll let you guys know one way or another. I think most likely though, for right now, I don't think I'm gonna do anything else today. I'll probably just do some things and then go to bed for a while. So apparently we had another transgender crown Miss Maryland too today, I guess, or not today, yesterday, or what was there. So yeah, it was. This is where we're gonna leave off then with this one then. Yeah, it was female contestants reportedly speaking out after Bailey Ann Kennedy, a man pretending to be a woman, was crowned Miss Maryland. One contestant said she started to think that the winner might be predetermined since Kennedy was crowned on the first day of Pride Month. Yeah, of course it was. That being said, like that's what I'm saying though, dude. Like, there's a difference between like the transgender people though, dude, because looking at this person like straight on, like they can pretty much pass for a chick, honestly. Like, comparing to some of these motherfuckers that can't pass for shit, honestly. You know? And that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, now granted, that being said, is it okay for this motherfucker to win because obviously they are biologically male and it's the fucking women's contest? No, it's not okay for that shit, dude. It's ridiculous is what it is. It's just like all these fucking guys that have beat girls' records and stuff like that when they are literally destroying fucking female everything at this point in history is what it is, dude. Like, they're really trying to erase biological females, is what it is, man. It's not okay at all. Just like, speaking of people that aren't biological females, this fucking jerk off right here, who was the ex Pennsylvania health director, who is now Biden's fucking health director, yeah, lobbied for age restriction on child transgender surgeries to be removed. This fucker called himself Rachel Levine, which is actually, I think, Ralph, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that, was his biological name. Like, this dude should, by the way, this guy should be in prison right now for crimes against humanity for killing a bunch of people in Pennsylvania there during lockdowns, dude. Like, the fact that he's fucking Biden's BS health director person is ridiculous as well, dude. That's what I'm saying. That motherfucker can't pass for shit except a biological male. So, anyway. Damn. Well, that escalated quickly. I know that ain't fucking user-friendly there, so I'm not going to bother with that one then. But, yeah, I think I pretty much said my outro already is what it is. I'll reach it again then. You know, stay safe, stay vigilant, all that good stuff like that. And, like I said, I might be back tomorrow, tonight, depending. You know, if it is, it's going to be later tonight. Obviously, after my cousin, everybody's here, and then we'll go from there. That's what it's going to be. Huh. Interesting. This one's kind of funny. It says, when you get into it during a gender reveal, recently got an MMA, it's this guy trying to punch the bag to show the smoke, whatever it is there, with a gloved fist, and it won't pop. And then finally he takes his shit off and does it bare fist, and it finally breaks. Man, that girl's hands got to be hurting like hell right there after that. So, anyways, but yeah, have a good one, y'all. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been crazy, and people are stupid, especially Democrats, and they'll continue to be stupid until they stop voting for Democrats. Is what it is, man. And it's really as simple as that. Have a good one, y'all. Later. Peace out.